Hey everybody, it's Gus with Egypt Adventures Travel. I am at Tahrir Square in downtown Cairo, and this video is going to show you how you can take public transportation, the metro and a public bus to get from downtown Cairo to the pyramids and the Giza Plateau. Let's get started. I'm standing outside of the metro stop in downtown Cairo at Tahrir Square. This is going to be our first leg of the journey on public transportation to the pyramids in Giza. I'm going to go down into the station, and I've got a video on how to take the metro in Cairo with more general information on the metro. But I'm going to go down in the station, get my ticket, and I'm going to board the blue line, the line that goes to Giza. And I'm going to show you what that looks like when we get down inside. All right, so down in the metro right now, and I'm gonna head over to the blue line that goes to Giza. I don't need to buy a ticket because I use a metro card, but if you need to buy a ticket, you go to a ticket booth. You might have to push a little bit in the line to get through. Ticket should cost you 5 Egyptian pounds. So behind me, these two signs right here say Shobra direction and Al Munib direction. That's where you want to go when you're at the Sadat station, the Tahrir Square metro station. This station is a transfer point, so there's two different lines that run here. You need to make sure you're on the blue line that goes to Giza. I'm going to show you a picture of what these signs look like so you can get on the right direction and the right train.
This is the sign to look for when you're heading from downtown to the pyramids. And this is the sign you'll look for when you're coming from the pyramids back to downtown. When you're heading to the pyramids in the El Munib direction, here are the different stops you'll see.
I'm on the down escalator on my way to the line that goes in the El Munib direction. Make sure you hold on to that ticket. When you put the ticket through the turnstile, it'll pop back out. Make sure you keep it because you're going to need it when you get off. So now I'm inside the metro at Sadat station. We've got to go 6 stops and get out at Giza station. There should be a map above you. Can't really see this one in the video because of the lights, but that will tell you how many station stops you need to go.
Here's a better look of the map. We're heading from Sadat station in Tahrir Square to Giza station.
We just pulled up to the Faisal metro stop, which means we're 1 stop away. I have to get out at the next stop at Giza station.
You'll notice that each metro stop has clear signage in English and Arabic announcing what the stop is.
I got out of the metro and we are at Giza station. So that's part 1 of our journey to the pyramids on public transport done. Part 2 is we're gonna now get down out of this station, cross the road, and get on a public bus that's going toward the pyramids. I'm gonna show you on Google Maps what that's going to look like.
So here we are at the Giza Metro on Google Maps. This street, El Haram Street, is the one that we need to cross. We're going to cross this street and get a public bus. You could also go all the way up here to Giza Square to get a bus, but I prefer to just cross the street and get the bus right outside the metro. We're going to go along El Haram Street all the way until it ends, and that's where the Giza Plateau is. Let's get ready to cross the street and get that public bus. Here's downtown Cairo, where we came from when we took the metro in Tahrir Square. I was not allowed to take video in the metro stop at Giza. So once you exit your train, you need to head out your left, and this is what you're going to see after you follow the flow of traffic.
I'm outside the Giza metro station entrance right there. Like I said, I couldn't take a picture of the exit that you needed to take because they told me photos and videos not allowed inside the station. But you basically need to get down from the platform and then exit out to your left. Hopefully you'll be able to find this spot. There's a bunch of microbuses. This is where you want to come out from the metro station. This busy street that's behind and below me is Haram Street. It's the one I showed you on Google Maps. This is where we need to get to take the public bus. I don't want to spend time waiting for a microbus to fill up. I'd rather go down, cross the street, and get on a public bus that's already heading on this street to the pyramids. Once you're on the bus, it's a straight shot. Here's one of the buses, that yellow bus. That's the type of bus that we're gonna get on when we get down to Haram Street. Part of your Egypt adventure at this stage is gonna be crossing the road. You have to get to the other side of Haram Street to go toward the pyramids. So you can wait for some Egyptians to cross with you to help you out, or you can check out my video on how to cross the street for some tips on how to get over safely. Now that I've crossed the street, we're gonna look for a bus just like that blue one that went past me. Those are the types of buses that are gonna take you straight to the end of this road where you can walk to the entrance of the Giza Plateau. The best way to get their attention is to make eye contact with the driver and just motion your hand like this as the bus goes past. If the driver stops, you might need to run a little bit to hop on in time. If they keep going, it means that the bus is probably full. All right, here it comes. All right, it's stopping. I'm gonna get on. All right, I don't know if you picked up on that, but the bus stopped and I jumped on. These buses usually cost about 5 Egyptian pounds, and you're gonna pay at the end. So you pay when you get off. Don't worry about paying when you get on. It's uncommon for the bus like this to usually be this empty. A lot of times if you're hopping on from where I did outside of the Giza Metro, you might have to stand up for the whole entire ride.
Here's a look on Google Maps where we are and where I got on the bus. This just kind of gives you an idea. So we got on the bus there, and now we're already starting to drive along Haram Street, and we're going all of this way till we get to the end of the street, and that is where I'm gonna get out toward the Giza Plateau. When you take one of these public buses, you might notice somebody in the doorway shouting the destination, Haram, Haram, Giza, and they might even stop at some point and get out to try to solicit more passengers to get on the bus.
We're currently stopped while the driver and the guy manning the door solicit more passengers for the bus. This is a good time for me to take a break and to note that there will be a metro line that will go all the way to the Giza Plateau. We don't know when it's going to be open yet. The first phase of that line is going to be opened. I just saw an announcement on Instagram today, December 2nd, 2021, that it will be opening in June of 2022, the first phase of that line. But who knows when the second phase will be open, where it goes all the way to the pyramids. It might not be until 2023. But pretty soon, taking public transportation like this to the pyramids might be a thing of the past. You might be able to just go all the way from downtown on the metro to the Giza Plateau.
It's almost time to get off the bus. So here on Google Maps, it shows that we're coming up to this part where the Haram Street splits and curves off to the right. I want to get out right there where the street starts to curve.
I got off at the end of Haram Street. At the corner, the bus started to turn. So I went up to the front, I paid my fare, gave him a £5 bill, and then he gave me back £1 of change. So it looks like the fare is actually just £4. And that is one of the pyramids right there under that bridge behind me. So all you need to do once you get off of the bus at the end of Haram Street is just continue walking straight. You're gonna see some police checkpoints, just go on through. If they ask you where you're from or what you're doing, just tell them you're a tourist, where you're from, and that you're visiting the pyramids. If anybody tells you, and I'm gonna explain this more in a video on scams and how to avoid them at the Giza Plateau, but if anybody tells you that the entrance is in a different area or that it's closed or that you have to buy a ticket somewhere else, don't listen to them. Just keep going straight, and then you've made your way all the way to the pyramids using public transportation from downtown Cairo. Of course, I don't recommend seeing the whole Giza Plateau on foot. So once you get here with public transportation, you might want to think about renting a vehicle that can drive you around the Giza Plateau. However, if what you're mainly interested in seeing is the Great Pyramid and the Sphinx, those things can be done pretty easily on foot. Other things like seeing all 3 of the main pyramids and going to the panoramic view, that would probably be I would say about 3 hours of walking in total, which I wouldn't want to do it, but it's possible to do it. But once you're here, it's a lot easier to bargain with drivers to take you around the Giza Plateau for pretty cheap. So that's it. We just showed how to go from downtown Cairo to the Giza Plateau to see the pyramids using public transportation, the metro, and a bus. All in all, the journey took me under 1 hour, about 20 minutes on the metro and about 25 minutes on the public bus. Of course, depends on what traffic is like, but it's amazing that you can get yourself from downtown Cairo all the way out here for just £9, less than $1 and less than an hour's time. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Gus with Egypt Adventures Travel.
Check us out on Instagram or Facebook at Egypt Adventures Travel, or go to www.egyptadventurestravel.com.